Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 95 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Kalen.
Brooks. Oh.
See, like, since we started doing this remotely, I couldn't start the podcast when Tyler goes to the bathroom anymore. So this is basically the closest I get to starting the podcast without Tyler.
I'm back. Wait, did you start the podcast?
Yes, the podcast.
Did you start the podcast?
Yes, I did. So it's been a week. There have been some announcements. We've actually today has been a pretty full day with the Ubisoft presser or whatever the hell they're calling that thing. And on that, we saw some gameplay from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We saw some gameplay from oh shit, what's the other one that I'm significantly more excited for? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, Far Cry
Assassin's
6.
Creed Rhode Island?
No, Far Cry 6.
Oh yeah, with John Carver.
Yeah, has Gus Fring from fucking Breaking Bad as the antagonist. So we got a cinematic trailer for that, and it looks fucking great.
I've never played any of the newer Far Cries, like not even 3 or any of them really. But seeing Giancarlo Esposito as a character in this game makes me want to play.
Yeah, it looks like a perfect evil dude, and a perfect, sociopathic dictator. I am very excited to see how this game plays out. But,
is it a prequel to Far Cry 3?
I mean, no.
That's what they're saying. It might be.
Really?
The kid that he's holding, he has the same scar over his eye as Voss from number 3.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Voss teased he might be back.
That is why I met the dude.
Wonderful.
Troy Baker. Oh wait, no, he was in the one after it. He was in Far Cry 4. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, Far Cry 3 was awesome.
Voss 3. He's also in Call Saul Breaking Bad.
Oh, really? Very cool.
Think of his name.
Wait, he was a guy in Breaking Bad as well? Really?
He was that guy in that show, yes.
Let's see. Michael Mando is the boss voice actor. Oh yeah, he was 8 Ball in season 1.
Oh, okay.
It's the thug with a heart of gold.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
I had no idea.
I learned something today.
You know.
But I mean, obviously, it's just going to be another Far Cry game. The Far Cry games don't do a lot different from game to game. Far Cry 5, the most different thing was, hey guys, it takes place in Montana and it's a bunch of fundamentalists in a cult. It's like, yeah, cool. It's all the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, every Far Cry game is the same. It just has more different flavors,
Yeah. And so this one, I mean, I'm going to play because I want to see Gus Fring. That's pretty much it.
Do you think he's? I saw a Reddit post about it, and they're like, "Do you think Giancarlo Esposito will play a normally like a nice guy, chill-looking villain with a surprising dark side?"
Yeah, right. Well, the entire
it's like, oh yeah, he's that and everything, isn't he?
The entire cinematic trailer is like him trying to explain the plight of their people, or rather the plight of the family, what his child is going to be inheriting. And he does so by handing him a live grenade and taking explaining, he's like, I am El Presidente, and that means that you will be El Presidente. And, so like, here is this grenade. The grenade only has a couple of parts. It's got this casing. It's got this, pin. And he pulls the pin out, and the kid's like, and he's like, no, as long as you hold on to the handle, it's fine. Now come with me. Hold on to that tight and come with me. And he's like, much like that grenade, our country has the people, and they are the casing of the grenade, and you. And you have to hold them tight as you possibly can, or else they'll explode. And it's just, it sets every sociopath monologue, tone, and it's great. So I'm hopeful.
I can imagine. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I've been putting shit together all morning this morning. So, but I can imagine Giancarlo Esposito saying all of those words. Yep. It sounds like a very Giancarlo Esposito character, which I'm excited for. Yeah. I might play this one.
Absolutely. Devolver Digital did released their direct yesterday, and as always, it was hilarious because they do the anti-direct, which is over-the-top acting. It is, I mean, they make fun of the game industry and stuff like that. And what they did show off was Shadow Warrior 3. Which looks like a lot of fun. And they showed off their upcoming game Carrion, which looks seriously awesome, which comes out at the end of this month, actually. They showed off some Serious Sam 4, which, I've always been a huge Serious Sam fan. And a handful of other things that look really cool. I haven't gotten through the whole direct yet. I actually started watching it just before the podcast, and it's about 45 minutes. And I did not start it 45 minutes before we had to start. So,
wow, Ryan,
got to see a little bit. But
you should have watched the whole thing, Ryan. Not like I watched any of it.
As always,
I'm unprepared to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm super unprepared. I forgot things. I've stopped paying attention to when things are happening because to me right now, nothing ever happens. Like life has screeched to a halt, and I forget that things still happen online sometimes.
As always, I will say that Devolver Digital. What?
You're a Robotronic, or maybe that's me.
It might be you.
No, it's all of. Or I see you as a Robotron.
Okay. As always with Devolver Digital, Devolver Digital is amazing. That's just that. Like, everything that they showed off was good. That's all we need to know about that.
Yes, Devolver good. No, I noticed that they were doing something, I think, yesterday, but I was caught up in whatever was going on at work. But I'm going to be checking those titles out anyways because it's Devolver Digital. So
right, exactly.
Oh, man.
Aside from that, we've got Paper Mario Origami King coming out soon.
Yep.
We've got Neon Abyss coming out on Tuesday. So that'll be really good. I can't wait to be able to actually play that full game. I've been playing the hell out of that demo. So.
Hell yeah.
That was fun watching you play it.
Did you download the demo for Switch?
Weird week.
Yeah.
Not done it yet.
You should get on that.
No.
so we can do some seed races.
Yes. Is it release?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can scrounge $20 by then.
But yeah, that should be a really fun game. Team 17. But yeah, I don't know what else. Oh, Tyler's internet died.
Yes.
Tyler look at sad Tyler. Let's give Tyler some sound effects. He's just moping, staring off into the distance. It's the best freeze
Didn't
ever.
even notice. Even notice. I thought he was just kind of forlorn.
Yeah, right. All right, quick. Let's shove some fries up his nose.
The Sound of Silence featuring Tyler Flynn.
So we may have to continue without an active Tyler.
Well, I suppose we can carry it
Oh,
all our own.
yeah.
I mean, I can feel at least 30 seconds talking about Ernest Cline's new book coming out in November.
And Ernest Cline's new movie coming out sometime in the not too distant future now has a director attached to it, I think. Neuromancer, the film.
Oh, that's William Gibson.
Oh, that's right. Ernie Cline did. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ernie Cline did Ready Player One.
And now Ready Player 2 is coming out.
That's right.
So I have no idea what it's going to be about because they kind of wrapped it up pretty neatly in the book. So
yeah.
Graphic novel?
No, it's a novel.
The new one's not. It's okay.
Yeah. The movie was, it was neat if you hadn't read the book, I suppose. But they kind of going to be hard to do that in just one go, anyway. So, but who's going to be in the Neuromancer movie? Do you know?
Tim Miller is going to be directing it. He directed, Deadpool and a bunch of other good stuff. I think he did. Didn't he do Kick-Ass as well?
I think so.
Let's see.
Terminator?
Read that book if you haven't.
The last Terminator?
Did he?
Mm.
I don't know. I have not watched a Terminator film since Terminator 2.
Well, Terminator Salvation is kind of like it's barely a Terminator film, so that means it's actually kind of okay.
Okay.
It takes place in the future the entire time. Like there's no John Connor rescuing or any of that bullshit. You can do it twice, and then after that, you got to find something else to do.
Okay, so I guess he's got almost no directing credits. He directed an episode of Love, Death, and Robots, directed Deadpool, and directed Terminator: Dark Fate, and that is it.
Well, this should be interesting.
He was an executive producer on Sonic the Hedgehog. But yeah, wow. For some reason, I thought that Tim Miller was coming from a more prestigious history. That's weird.
I just know he did Deadpool, and if he's gonna meet the weird energy of the book, I think he's probably gonna be able to do it. So as long as it doesn't turn into another Johnny Mnemonic, that's all I want.
Yeah,
that
right.
It was terrible. And I love it so much anyways.
I love Johnny Mnemonic anyway. Johnny Mnemonic is great.
I'm back!
No.
Hello! I'm surprised you didn't use my personalized one there.
I already did while you were frozen in your very forlorn way.
Sleeping.
Did I look really sad?
You look very sad looking off into the distance. It was the best.
My internet decided to take a poop.
But yeah, Neuromancer, I'm excited to see if they can do that justice. I'm hopeful that they can do that justice. I am excited to see who they cast as hero protagonist and how that's going to go. And
Well, hang on a second there. That's from Snow Crash.
wow, I'm just mixing up every single one of my fucking cyberpunk shit.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound right.
It was like this wasn't prepared.
No, I'm never prepared. How have I fucked up my entire cyberpunk mythos? I have screwed it all up.
You just suck.
Then I am just now realizing that I've never read Neuromancer because I thought that I had.
So is there going to be an adaptation of?
Yeah, there's a film adaptation that Tim Miller is doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. I was not there for that information.
and Gibson's, still very much alive. So I assume that he'll probably be consulting on the film.
I would hope so.
He's done that. He's done that in the past for. He was a big part of the Johnny Mnemonic movie, even though it deviated a lot from the source material.
Yeah, it's that's a film.
It is a film.
Henry Rollins is a doctor.
Henry Rollins is indeed a doctor.
Paging Dr. Allcome.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun adaptations, last week they announced that
I don't want to hear Leonard Hamilton again.
God damn it. No, they're making an audiobook of Sandman, and it looks like it's going to be like the most extra audiobook ever. Like it's got its own score, and like they've got a ton of like high profile actors in it.
It will have to wrestle that title away from World War Z.
I am not familiar with World War Z's.
World War Z is much the same, where it's an entire ensemble cast that's doing it and acting it out, because it's meant to be kind of like on the ground memoirs of the happenings,
right.
From World War Z. If I remember correctly, like Henry Rollins is actually in that too. Like there's a lot of well-known people in the World War Z audiobook. And for right now, at least of the audiobooks that I'm familiar with, that is the most extra. So Sandman has to one up them. That's where the bar is set.
Well, Sandman's going to have...
right?
Yeah. It's Neil Gaiman.
So how are they gonna do this audiobook?
Apparently he gave the script that like described what the audiobook or what the graphic novel was going to look like to the person who's like doing it, and that's how they're going to do an audiobook. So they're going to like be describing what's happening in the panel. And it's weird, and they've got a ridiculous cast. It's going to be Arthur Darvill, Kat Dennings, Taron Egerton, James McAvoy is going to be the main guy.
Why know that guy?
I'm totally blanking on what's his fucking name and the Sandman. Anyway, but yeah, like lots of big name actors. Andy Serkis is going to be in it. Michael Sheen.
All right, so here's World War Z's cast. Max Brooks, obviously, the author, and Mel Brooks' son. Nathan Fillion, Paul Sorvino, Carl Reiner, Martin Scorsese, Simon Pegg, Henry Rollins, Mark Hamill, Cal Penn, Rob Reiner, Frank Darabont, John Turturro, the rapper Common. Like it's that's such a crazy cast, and it's super good.
That might beat the cast for this, but I just have never heard of an audiobook having its own original score.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, what? I
mean, sometimes these productions need that extra sort of thing because I would argue that when audiobooks reach this sort of, when it's more than a single person involved, like recording, it's not an audiobook. It's a radio play.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%.
So, if you put it in the context of radio plays, then it's perfectly normal to have like an original score and sound effects and different actors and shit like that.
Got a guy with a sheet of metal and a bucket making thunder in the back.
I always wanted that job.
That'd be fun.
Smacking melons for blood, or smacking a side of ham for fist hits and shit.
Do you know how they made the punching sound effects in the Indiana Jones movies?
Didn't they just punch a dead cow or something?
No, what they did was they had a guy like get a huge stack of leather jackets and then he just hit it with a bat.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I mean, so in a way I was right. That's a dead cow.
It's a bunch of dead cows.
You're not wrong.
The deconstructed dead cow.
Yeah.
Sounds like if you went to like a really hoity-toity restaurant, like we have a deconstructed dead cow for you.
Leather and milk.
I hope you like this deconstructed cow. It's deconstructed bovine strips on the plate. Very simple. We're a very minimalist, new agey restaurant.
The A1 sauce.
meant to be put into the mouth and swished around before gently swallowing.
And then once they come out whole out your backside, you are to lash the nearest person to you with your new poop whip.
Gross! Poop whip.
That's a new one.
That
Part
gave
of my everyday lexicon.
Poop whip.
It's a very uncomfortable image that gets summoned when you say poop whip. Poop whip.
Poop whip.
Right.
And what's fun is it's close enough to Cool Whip that if you say it fast enough and ask someone if they want, would you want some Poop Whip on that? People might just kind of glance over the fact that you just said Poop Whip.
Also, an onomatopoeia. It says, sound a Poop Whip makes is Poop Whip.
I think we might have found the name of the episode.
Poop whip.
Poop whip.
Whip. Poop whip.
Whip.
Poop whip.
Do you have any poop whip?
Oh my god.
Why have we summoned these horrible things in these last two episodes? Are we slowly losing our sanity? Is that what's happening?
Slowly?
With Chud, slowly or fast, quickly.
Ryan talks about the. Can all agree on the Poop Whip. Ryan talks about the game presentation that happened today. We all have blank stares. Brooks talks about a book. Kind of have blank stares back at him. So Poop Whip. We can all agree on.
we can all agree on Poop Whip is the thing that brings us together.
It is the people's choice.
Poop whip. It's poop whip that binds us.
It is the
Bridge the
people's
gap.
choice.
Poop. Yes.
Poop whip.
What else has gone on this past week aside from an incredibly depressing amount of records set for coronavirus spread?
Well, our governor's a fucking idiot, so that's great.
Yeah. Our governor did a conference or a press conference on Thursday in which he said, so apparently back in June he was only kidding that restaurants needed to could only operate at 50% or less capacity. This time they mean it, and that was the update. The update on what they are doing is they are mandating 50% or lower capacity in dining rooms in restaurants, which is something that they did on June 17th already. Mm-hmm. Like it's a thing that they already did. What's that?
It's nice that he was kidding before.
Yeah, right.
This time he means it. This time, if you get caught, you get double secret probation. Just so fucking dumb. I loved the reporters. I don't know if anyone actually watched the press conference, but the reporters' questions were on point.
Yeah.
Like the one dude who, because like he half the fucking press conference, he's sitting there talking about how like we're not gonna listen to the media. We're not gonna listen to the media. Everything's gonna be based on science. And like the first dude who asks the question is like, glad to hear you're not listening to us, but
Yeah, right.
But I just want you to know we live here too, and this is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
And it got better.
Cheers. We're fucked.
Oh no. Did I lose internet again?
No, you're back.
Trust me, we would have already started making.
Yay! This is not a good internet day.
All I see are squares for Tyler.
My internet's really shitty today. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Tyler's
haven't had
audio
internet
is
issues in
lagging so
months.
hard behind his video.
This is awful.
Squares though.
It's the squiz.
Florida set a new record for any state as far as an increase in coronavirus cases. A single day increase, reporting over 15,000 new cases in a single day.
Wow.
We're number one.
We're number one. We're number one.
Oh, and we brought it over to military bases in Japan, and now they're pissed at us.
Oh boy.
There's been
Yep, saw that.
cases of coronavirus in the U.S. military bases in Okinawa, and so now they're furious. Best.
They're like, they said, it looks like America's not taking this seriously, which is 100% true.
They're not
100%.
wrong. We're certainly there's a large amount of us who are certainly trying to, but we can only do so much. We are not in positions of power. We cannot influence other people's behaviors on that. So it's not.
Trump finally wore a mask. That was surprising.
Did
I
he
can't
though?
believe that happened
Did he though?
on camera.
Nose peeking out. I didn't even look at it.
There
I didn't
is
see.
a profile shot with his nose sticking out from the mask.
Great.
But also
Fantastic.
the pictures of him in the mask super looked photoshopped. Like there's something really, really weird about it. They look photoshopped. I know they weren't, but the mask looks fake.
It's probably because he just really doesn't want to wear it.
It's interfering with the dark
Pretending.
spell that around him that keeps him to appear so youthful. You know?
If there's a dark spell keeping him youthful, someone needs to redo that dark spell because they're not doing a very good job.
He's
And,
actually like 283 years old or some shit like that.
and as with everything, I saw something going around where these two, someone found two Twitter accounts that were tweeting anti-mask and shit like that against like Republican leader tweets. And then there's the picture on Twitter of Trump wearing the mask, and these two same accounts are like, he looks like such a badass. Like,
Oh, where do I get one of those?
yeah. Yep.
I hate this timeline. Can we get off this fucking ride?
We just have to deep fake Trump doing a bunch of other positive shit, like washing his hands and staying inside.
Oh, please?
Yeah, he's badass, dude.
Deepfake Trump being a decent human being.
Yeah.
Listening
People-
intently to a doctor speaking or something.
Oh, wow. I refer this judgment to you, a medical expert. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Be the weirdest, like most like inane use of a fucking deepfake ever, and it would just be perfect.
I think it would be proof that deepfakes could be used for good. Like everyone's worried about deepfakes being used for evil. It would be proof alone of deepfakes being used for good.
Well, let's be honest. It might actually be used for that still has a potential evil outcome, which is some of the more moderates are going to go, oh, maybe he's not that bad, and change their vote back.
No, you just have to start each video saying this is a deep fake. And then the Trump zealots will be like, I don't know what that is. But everyone else will be like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good call. That's a good idea.
You could do a pretty shallow fake and to fool them.
A kiddie pool fake, if you will.
Yeah.
Just get some orange spray tan.
We can call it a creek fake.
Creek fake.
Yeah, it's not very deep.
I like creek fake. That's good. That's a good one.
Then a creep fake.
Yeah. A creep fake is putting a single thin mustache on every single thing. Maybe putting some aviators and a single mustache. Just kind of not unlike what Kalen's got going on right now.
Yeah.
This is actually a Instagram filter.
Oh, it's the Burt Reynolds filter. Yeah, of course.
If he moves his head too fast, it'll like lag behind him. So that's why he's been.
It'll disappear when I cover it.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
That's a good.
It went away.
Right there.
So what else has been going on this week? I feel like this week kind of just flew by, and I had a lot of work because I had to release a product. It's something that I think we released way too late, but a dining guide that showed like COVID restrictions for each local restaurant. Yeah, an easy way to look up like what the dining options were. But so far we've only released it in Denver. So if you are watching in Denver, then you can go to westward.com and see the new coronavirus guide that lists a bunch of your local restaurants and what kind of dining restrictions they have and what kind of dining services they are offering.
Or you could just not go to a restaurant and use DoorDash /
I mean,
if you really need illegal pizza, get it to go.
Delivery is one of the options that is shown by the guide.
Cooking your own food.
So you can like filter it by restaurants that offer delivery or curbside pickup, and by neighborhood. I am very proud of it.
Good job.
Huh?
I said you did such a good
You're
job.
goddamn right. It was a lot of work.
Do we have an applause button yet?
I hope the answer is yes. That's not as fun. That's just Ryan's.
It's right because there's nothing ever worth applauding on here. Only sarcastic trombones.
That's your. That just sums up your feelings after doing all of that work this week.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, God damn it! I'm glad I'm done.
But I got to take a couple of days off, which is nice. Took Friday off and took Monday off. But did not get to have all of Friday off because I had to fix things.
Ooh.
Did you get to go anywhere?
Yes,
4-day
actually,
weekend?
I went to Krispy Kreme. I had to jumpstart my car, my brand new car that I bought in February.
Because the
It had
battery
been
died
sitting
because it
for
hadn't been
so
used.
long that the battery went flat. And so we had to buy jumper cables and then jump my car in order to go anywhere.
You didn't have jumper cables before?
No.
Really?
At least now you have jumper.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good thing. Jesus.
I mean, there is that.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, where do you want me to start? We're gonna be here for a while. I'm almost 40. There's been plenty of time for there to be, for me to. It's like life is like a Katamari ball of issues, and just the more you're rolling it, the more problems happen, and so it's gonna take a while to turn that shit into a star.
That's really, really deep.
So bored. Next time you need to jump, just call me.
Kayla just starts giving out, just please call my services for anything, literally anything.
Need a jump.
Well, Kalen and I,
squeaky door in your kitchen. I'll come over and I'll WD-40 that shit.
Kalen and I are going to be streaming a lot more together in the coming weeks, most likely.
What makes him so fucking special? No,
he's Kalen and he's cooler than you.
Oh, I mean, you're right, but
I'm sorry.
I actually probably would have been.
I hit the wrong one.
No.
Yeah. There we go.
I was ready for that. I was like, you hit the wrong button, and then
Now that we have the soundboard, we don't need you on stream.
Yeah, exactly. And actually,
I mean, that's been the goal from the start. I thought
I can even remix this shit. And there we go. That's the new that's the new theme song of Topless Robot.
Topless Robert.
Topless Robert. Yeah, I feel like I haven't even been playing games this week, man. It's like as the time goes on, I had to restart my Animal Crossing. I had to do a new island because I wiped my Switch Mini to give to Allie. And they don't let you transfer Animal Crossing data from Switch to Switch like you can with save data for literally any other game. So I lost all of my progress in doing that. So I had to start all over.
Just broke up with my girlfriend and got my Switch back from her. So now I can start an Animal Crossing island.
Hey!
I was waiting.
Is that the reason why? No, I'm sorry. That's stupid.
I did it for the island.
Just make sure that you erase the game data on there. Otherwise, you're just always going to keep running into her home on your island.
I'm just going to draw dicks on everything.
It's a great way to move on from past relationships.
I don't know if that's even possible. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, it absolutely is possible. You can super do pixelated dicks and just put them on everything. You could even make a path of dicks, like on the ground leading up to the house.
You could dixelate it.
Wait, so that gets a laugh? But
Yes, because that was funny. Dixelated.
Indirect was hilarious. Come on.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
Why do I even come here?
Great question.
This is what you need on the soundboard.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, exactly. I'll just take these audio clips of him saying very Tylerish things like, why do I even come here in Hamilton, lubrication Hamilton.
Musical. Star Wars, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's the best.
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Shut up. I still have trouble saying that. Jindy Tartakovsky. Is that right? Did I say it right that time?
Yes, you did say it right.
You'll never say it right, Taylor.
Victory. Oh no, we lost Kalen.
Oh, Kalen disappeared.
This is a great day.
Yeah, this is a podcast for the times. Hey, welcome back, buddy.
Whoops.
No, not only do we not have a lot to talk about because nothing this week happened, we keep having internet issues.
Oh, I had my first cheat meals since I started in this whole thing in March.
Oh yeah. What did you have?
I just got a bunch of Japanese food because I was only going to cheat once, and my next cheat is scheduled for October. So
Fair enough.
Or you will have pumpkin spice things.
Because Brooks is, in fact, a basic bitch.
I am unapologetically a basic bitch. I will go.
What kind of Japanese food did you have?
Oh, I just went to some. You know where Tokyo House is?
Yeah.
There. Yeah, it's. So I got. I ordered some yakisoba, and I had some like takoyaki and that was particularly. Oh man, that was some.
Slower. Say it slower.
Say it again. One more time.
Takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
Yaki. Soba.
I'm so happy that Tokyo has started serving yakisoba. Or takoyaki, sorry. They've always said yakisoba.
Oh, there goes Kalen again.
He's back. This is going great! This is going
man.
so
I can see Tyler, but now Brooks is blocked.
So,
question for everybody here.
Yes.
Number one, like, obviously, Ryan, you're not dieting, but like in terms of like, you're gonna go.
hold on.
Ham.
Hold on. Did you just say, obviously, you're
Ryan,
not dieting? What are you trying to say, Tyler?
What do you think I'm trying to say, Ryan? No, I meant that as more of a we know your hard stance on eating healthy.
or maybe not your stance, maybe your sitting down position on eating healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
Hunched over, wheezing position.
Love you, Ryan. But when you're going extravagant for a meal, what is the number one thing that you go for? Like the thing that you crave, and you're just like, I'm gonna go get it. What is that one thing? What if you had a cheat day? You didn't eat anything tasty for a while, and then you have
no
a cheat day. Money's no option. What's the no? Thanks, Brooks. Thank you. I don't know if Ryan's. Did you say God?
Yes.
On?
God. I will eat God.
You mean
For me, it's usually steaks or something like that. If I'm, kind of going all out, then get like a real nice, expensive cut of steak. Yeah, I mean, I've never really gone extravagant with food, so I don't really know. Like,
I guess when I say extravagant, I mean more like there's no dietary restrictions. Is the one thing that you want, and you get it.
Then at any given point, it's just pizza.
Pizza is delicious.
It's a reward. It's when you're lazy. It's all purpose.
It's a lifeblood.
I deserve
a
a good
life
pizza
choice.
It's an incentive for work.
It's a religion.
If you're like, yo, I can't pay you guys, but I got pizza, people are gonna be like, yeah, I'll show up.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if it's a matter of pizza legitimately being like that good a thing, or if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles propaganda machine was that effective.
You can have
Honestly,
like a really good pizza, like some blue cheese on it, some like nice candied bacon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Blue cheese on a pizza?
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck.
I am.
Jalapeno, some pineapple, some bacon.
Ah, you monster! You just described the worst pizza of all time. Blue cheese.
Portion.
Blue cheese and pineapple? Who are you? Can we kick him off? That's the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Parmesan?
Tyler, just because you have a sophomoric palate doesn't mean we can't enjoy the finer things in life.
Blue cheese and pineapple? You are wrong! I've not been so incensed since the great pissing...
You want chicken tenders on your pizza?
Parmesan?
Can I get chicken tenders and some mac and cheese and some coloring crayons on my pizza, please?
Parmesan, fresh mozzarella, like the Ovalini mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, blue cheese, dusted on afterwards, artichoke hearts, black olives, and pepperoni and Italian sausage and bacon.
I can't do black olives though.
I like olives. I do like olives on my pizza.
Any kind of
like
cheese.
all of those
ricotta.
Oh yeah, ricotta. Oh my god, ricotta on pizza is fucking great.
I just hate blue cheese. It tastes like decay. It's gross.
I love blue cheese. It tastes like decay.
Yeah, I mean,
It seems like shit. I love it.
It tastes like the poop whip.
the blue poop whip. Did somebody order some poop whip?
Please pass the poop whip.
But the blue in blue cheese is rot. Like it's mold.
Yes, it is why that's a very apt description of blue cheese.
But you
I
understand.
don't like decay.
You understand that that's how you make all cheese. All cheese is just bad milk.
You don't taste the decay in other cheese, or at least the decay tastes better.
Fermented
Gorgonzola.
alcoholic beverages, that was discovered basically the same way. They're like, oh shit, I forgot about that thing.
Fuck! Oh, that's actually...
Oh, he wouldn't know about fermentation. He drinks Trulies.
That's that is truly.
Let us have Tyler describe what's good and what is bad.
That's my reaction to the pizza that Kalen described. Right there. Ah! Disgusting.
How about you, Kalen? What's your extravagant food?
Your death row meal.
Today I made a Beyond Burger with a egg patty on English muffins with cheddar cheese. It was very decadent 1 o'clock breakfast.
Sounds good.
Really good.
Beyond Burgers are really surprisingly good.
I love Beyond Burgers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not healthy compared to a regular burger, but hey, we didn't kill a cow.
We killed
About
a fake
even, I
cow.
think.
No, I mean they're basically the same. It's not like a lot of people look at Beyond Burgers like, oh, not meat, must be healthy, but that's not.
No.
Still bad for you. Still delicious.
Mm-hmm. That's why. That's how you know
I've got
it's
about
bad
like
for you.
40 different hot sauces in my fridge. So
Yeah.
pizza is also the perfect vessel for when I want to like have a bunch of different hot sauces. You know, take one bite, another hot sauce, switch it up.
And then shit across the room later on in the day. Have a real poop whip.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the kind of poop that works for a whip right there.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while
More of a
in the
poop
hot.
drip.
Oh yes.
Gross. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
From whip to drip.
Poop drip. Ah, we're horrible people. How about you, Brooks? Is takoyaki your slash Japanese food kind of your go-to there?
Well, so you're asking me like if in a normal circumstance, if there was nothing stopping me from getting what I wanted.
Yes.
No. I only went with that because it was convenient and close. And not fast food. I don't know. It kind of just depends on my mood, really, because I just there's a lot of nice food that I like, I guess. Lamb,
Forgot
maybe.
what it's like to have options.
Lamb is very, very tasty.
Lamb's my favorite favorite bovine-ish animal. I said ish.
You go back to school, I think. Okay.
I said ish.
Yeah,
I said ish.
Time to read.
My favorite animal that you can make into a burger.
You can make literally any animal into a burger.
Yeah, and that's my favorite animal that I can make into a burger.
Right, but I'm just saying that can be
favorite
made
animal?
into a burger is not a great qualifier because that's literally just ground meat. So that means you can grind everything and anything.
Rat burgers.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Yeah,
A
I
hot
think a
dog
hot
is a
dog's a
taco.
hot dog. I think a hot dog's a hot dog. I think it's its own.
A hot dog is a taco.
It's its own qualification. It's a hot dog. It's its own thing.
Hot dog is a taco.
Get out of here with that shit. You're in Arizona now. You can't go calling hot dogs tacos.
That's true.
To the border.
You and your
And,
Midwest bullshit over here.
And Pop-Tarts are raviolis.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so true?
So Pop-Tarts are Italian then.
Would you boil a Pop-Tart to soften it then, or were you just all eating them al dente all the time?
It's a good question. You know, I've never tried boiling one.
You had
I
fried
don't think it would work very well.
Boiled Pop-Tarts and strained beets, the breakfast of champions.
This sounds awful.
You had a fried Pop-Tart?
No.
Fried Pop-Tart would be
Fried
delicious. I bet that would be
That
delicious.
sounds like it would be good.
And you can have fried ravioli.
It's
There's
true.
there's a little English bakery right next to my house. I can literally walk to it, and they make homemade Pop-Tarts with like phyllo dough and stuff it with like raspberry compote, and it's insane. It's like the best
Sick.
version of a Pop-Tart that you'll ever find. It's just so good.
Sounds
They call
really
them
good.
Pop-Tarts?
They call them Pop-Tarts. They say Pop-Tarts, but they're like French. It's like a French, like they're an English bakery that uses French baking styles, and it's like it's almost more like a strudel kind of thing.
Yes, they're top parts. Yes, top
They're
parts.
top part, but they're amazing.
Back before
They're so good.
back before the world started burning, we had a regular weekly coffee truck that would come to the work parking lot, and they sold homemade Pop-Tarts. Much more dense. I mean, made not with phyllo dough, but much more, like a dense shortbread kind of casing. But yeah, still very good.
That sounds delicious. Yeah, these ones
And
are
they
like
too.
nice and.
They too called them Pop-Tarts. I mean, I don't think Kellogg's is going after anyone on that, or Poster.
I don't think
think
they
it's
would.
Kellogg's.
That's what you think. And then they show up with the trucks outside
Yeah,
of the
right.
place.
They just come down from the fucking ceiling on rappel wires.
Kellogg's, Tony the Tiger is currently leading a sting operation.
You're dead.
Oh Jesus! But I was gonna. My favorite thing to go for food, like if I'm going to splurge and just eat something that I really want, it's a tikka masala with rice and some garlic naan. I fucking. My favorite Indian restaurant in Arizona is probably Guru Palace over on. It's like on Gilbert and Baseline.
That place isn't bad.
Yeah, I like them. They're really good. And then I've gone to a few different ones, but there used to be this place called Prairie Garden, but they're gone. They were a victim of the Rona. And
Unfortunately, many of these places are Indian buffets, and a buffet is ranked right up there as one of the most dangerous things to do right now.
yeah,
Ben's is open on Baseline.
Is it?
Driven past that.
What is it?
Ben's buffet.
Yep.
It's
There's-
enormous. It's like the size of a.
No fucking way. You could
Walmart.
not pay me to go in there right now.
Hell no.
Yeah.
But Ryan, it's all of the crab puffs you can eat.
There's a place on 16th Street and Baseline called Sun Asian Kitchen.
Ooh, they're good.
Really good. Really good.
Actually, I think
they're great about. They won't let anyone in. They have like a shield. They come out, take your order in a mask, and like I went there and I was surprised by how seriously they were taking everything.
nice.
I've just been door dashing most of the things.
Tyler has actually been to Chin's, I think, right? Haven't you? That
Yeah,
buffet?
that one over on Baseline and I-10.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they're pretty solid. For as far as Chinese buffets go.
Still kind of surprised that they're open right now. That seems like
that's
not a great,
weird.
not a great move.
Well,
I'm not surprised that
you can still do to go orders and stuff like that.
I
Like,
suppose that's fair. But I mean,
I wish I was surprised that they were open, but it's not surprising, fortunately.
yeah.
our government literally says you're allowed to be open right now. It's not. You are one of the few that are smart and responsible here, right? There are not a lot of them.
Yeah, well, it's bad. It's real bad.
Everything sucks. We'll make it through. We'll make it through.
I mean, I feel like there's no, question than that. It's there just needs to be. I don't know, man. Like, we can't just make it through this. We need to come out on the other side of this and make like the most real substantial changes to the way our government functions that we've ever made in our entire country's history.
Which,
Sounds like something fun to do.
pendulum swing, and this is a pretty big damn pendulum.
Look,
here.
it's supposed to be the swinging
Like a wrecking
pendulum
ball.
and everything, but considering our Democratic option is Biden, that pendulum is not swinging equally left as it is leaving right. So, the pendulum analogy would have fit perfectly if we actually had Bernie as our candidate. But it's not even an option now.
Everything's depressing.
Kill me!
Everything's sad when you live in 2020.
Yeah.
Now I need a pizza to make me feel better.
All right, I'm gonna get me some tikka masala.
I actually ate a couple of brats before the podcast, and now I got to poop. I got a poop whip.
Hey, and your poop will have that nice casing from the brats.
I was gonna say, there was a great fucking shower thought. Oh my god, I saw this incredible shower thought on hot dogs, and how you become a hot dog when you eat a hot dog, because a hot dog is meat in an intestine, wrap. So when you eat a hot dog, it's being wrapped in your intestines, so you become a hot dog.
Whoa.
I can't remember how it was phrased, but it's like, oh my god. Yes, here we are. I'm glad that was easy to find. The implication of a hot dog being pureed meat in animal intestine, is that a hot dog doesn't stop being a hot dog even after we eat it. By that conclusion, we, as the hot dog's casing, become hot dogs ourselves when we eat hot dogs.
Well, are we just hot dogs whenever we're eating any kind of meat? Because technically,
Yeah, because then it's got the intestinal casing, so yeah. Yeah.
Hot dog.
It's a hot dog eat hot dog world. Okay?
We are not but walking, talking hot dogs here at the Topless Robot podcast.
Well, we are Frankfurters in the wind.
We are a poop whip of hot dogs. Is what we are. That's what you call a group of hot dogs. Is a poop whip of hot dogs.
By the way, like a murder of crows, but a poop whip of hot dogs.
By the way,
I thought it was a business of hot dogs.
Always described you guys as a bunch of wieners, and now I know
By the way, what do you call NASCAR fans?
Hot dogs.
Racists, yes.
Oh, I got that right. I was joking. I was just trolling. I wasn't expecting that to be the answer.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely the answer because it's racing, but they're also racist as fuck because they're bringing Confederate flags to NASCAR.
Hey, I have to say though, as far as NASCAR goes, they're the first organized sporting event or sporting corporation that has banned bringing Confederate flags to their sport.
I was not expecting NASCAR to be the liberal bastion of the sports community.
And yet here we are.
Yeah, 2020 just never ceases to amaze, and we're only halfway through.
People bets are off.
Yeah.
It was really funny reading the responses to that press release because everyone's like, just the amount of racists that came out of the woodwork there. Every single post on Facebook was just like, well, I'm never going to bring my money to NASCAR again.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Tell me I can't be racist. Bringing me my 5 years of heritage.
It's gonna cross over, and they're all just gonna be big J.K. Rowling fans now.
Oh, no.
Oh, you mean?
Oh, no.
You mean J. Karen Rowling?
I love that.
You
Twitter.
saw that she was one of several idiot authors call to sign a letter calling for the canceling of cancel culture, right?
What?
Cancels are
I think
canceled.
that's how that works.
Noam Chomsky is one of them. J.K. Rowling signed it, just calling for the canceling of cancel culture.
But doesn't that, by definition, make you part of cancel culture?
Kinda, but like
you're canceling it.
Cancellation.
also there's a whole lot of shit that like people don't seem to understand about cancel culture here. It's, with the internet, we have the ability to spread, the information that we learn. So it gets further than it otherwise would have pre-internet days. People are just now being held accountable for their shitty behaviors, and more people are learning about those shitty behaviors. So more people can act in such a way that it affects their bottom line now. That is capitalism. That is capitalism at the very core of it. Voting with your dollar and shit like that. So like when people like the CEO of Goya comes out and says that President Trump has done a lot of amazing things, and then in response to the backlash calls it radical, liberal, like basically calling it censorship, essentially. And it's like, no, you're being held accountable for your actions. People are choosing to vote with their dollar. Oh, yeah, liberal suppression is what he called it. And it's like, that's not, no, this is the way all of these things have worked. And you guys are capitalists to your core. This is one of the things that you keep lauding as, people vote with their dollar. The market decides. The market decides. So the market is deciding to fucking drop you. That's all cancel culture is, in a nutshell, is the market decides they're not going to put up with your bullshit. So you can't get away with your bullshit and still profit.
I just think it's funny that Goya came out in support of Trump, but Goya had their business directly affected by all of this fucking the racist Chinese coronavirus stuff. Because have you ever seen like when everything began and everyone's like trying to like just hoard supplies and whatever, the only like food product that was available on the shelves still was Goya because they all thought it was Chinese.
That's funny.
Oh, it's like really, this president is fucking directly contributing to hurting your goddamn bottom line, and you're gonna come out and do that. All right, cool.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But we have gotten
for having.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
No, go on.
I was gonna say if you sell Mexican food or imported foreign food products, the last people you want to appeal to are Republicans.
Yeah, right.
Right?
People.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I love me some pico de gallo. So give me some of them. They're quesadillas, and you want some polo, Marco?
Polo. My grandma. I went to
one, and I couldn't get a chalupa nowhere.
I went to a restaurant with my grandma, like a Mexican restaurant, and she ordered, and I quote, "I want the pola enchiladas." She's new, and I love her, but it made me laugh so hard, and we all. It was
trying.
She tried her best. Bless her heart.
We have gotten to the end of the podcast, so I want to ask each of you what has been the highlight of this week that none of us can seem to remember in great detail.
Well, I learned a new
moment right here.
You learned a new what?
I learned a new board game.
Oh, what board game?
Started playing Root.
Is
Root? ROOT? ROUTE?
GROOT?
No, Root. MOUSE.
What's the game about?
It's like a forest animal themed, like factions controlling territory kind of game.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds fun.
Interesting. How about you, Tyler?
I purchased something very exciting for my kitchen, at least for me anyway. My kitchen's always been very small. Or
Is it a Hamilton cookie jar?
It is. No. No, I just don't have a lot of counter space in my kitchen, and I like to cook very big things that are fun to cook, so thus take a lot of working parts and ingredients, and I always wind up running out of space for the things that I'm putting on the counters. So I got really fed up with it, and I bought a kitchen cart, which is basically just a portable island.
Sure, yeah.
And I can like move in and out and have all my shit inside it. And I that's what I was doing. That's why I was late. I was putting it together, and it's really cool looking, and I'm very excited for it.
Cool.
It's like probably the most adult thing I've ever been excited about.
Yeah, right.
Like, I got a kitchen cart. I can cook and chop things a little easier. Yay! I love
The
it.
closest one to guessing why he was late, since I said he was burning toast.
Yeah, probably.
Oh wait, were you guessing what I was like?
We were guessing why you were late. I guessed that you were masturbating to Hamilton.
Hey! I would never disrespect Hamilton like that.
But yourself, you're fine with disrespecting yourself like that. You have no self-respect.
Obviously not.
Something you are.
How about you, Kalen? What was your highlight?
I went through a breakup, so I had to get my stuff back from my ex-girlfriend, which was terrible. But I bought myself a breakfast sandwich maker thing.
Oh,
I
cool.
made some breakfast sandwiches.
Nice.
Oh god. No, I got some donuts this week too. I went to Lamar's up on Bell Road. I think they have the best donut.
I don't know, man. Krispy Kreme is kind of... I do kind of love me some Krispy Kremes all the time.
I went to a Krispy Kreme in Japan, and it was like the size of like a public library. There were tables everywhere, and it was very chic, and people were sitting around studying. A bunch of matcha donuts. It was very different than it is here.
Nice.
That sounds delicious.
Did I tell you guys that I have a Japan Crate subscription, that I get a box full of Japanese snacks every month?
You did. But I can't remember.
And it's always just so good. I love Japanese snacks, and just like it's always, all this shit that like, or even familiar brands here, like there'll at least be one familiar brand in there that has a flavor of a thing that we will never ever fucking see. Like all their different weird ass Pepsi flavors and shit like that. Like it's and all the Pepsi. Kit Kat flavors and shit. Like
matcha Kit Kat.
So much. I got from that local drink and exotics place. I got lychee Kit Kats.
Exotic.
Yeah, super fucking tasty.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
For me, the highlight of my week is I finally got a new mattress. I got a purple mattress, and because they were having like a 4th of July sale. So I got a purple hybrid mattress and their pillows and bed sheets and everything. And their bed sheets are made out of the same kind of shit as like the MeUndies stuff. So it's the micromodal, like bamboo micromodal, which is super comfortable. So stretchy and comfy sheets. And that weird purple grid, pretty fucking rad, and especially on the pillows. Like the pillows are some of the most comfortable pillows I've ever owned. So after spending 4 years on a no frills, spring mattress that I think I spent like $200 on, 4 years ago, upgrading to a purple mattress has done wonders for my back. And it's just so much nicer.
Only you could have gotten.
What's that?
How much did that cost? I'm just curious because my back is fucked up and a mattress would.
So they're hybrid ones. I actually don't know because I got like a full bundle. After tax, with the full bundle, it was like a little over $2,000, but I'm paying it off over 2 years.
Okay. I'm just saying, if you're gonna pay that much money, you should have gotten one that matched your hair. Why get a purple mattress when you can get a blue one?
Because that isn't a brand.
I know you got a purple mattress, but what brand is it?
On that note, thank you everyone for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week.
Hey guys, if you liked the video, you should Line!
Subscribe.
Subscribe.